Hi, Double Reads. Today we're going to talk about reed care and reed soaking. So, if you are an oboe, your reed is going to look slightly different from a bassoon. Oboes, you have a cork here, you have some yarn, so string, and then you have the top part that you play on. Bassoons, sometimes you have yarn down here. This one doesn't. You have wire, and then you have the top that you play on. So there's two different sizes. They're both equally delicate and they cost a lot of money. So usually they're around $18 to $20 each, and you want to make sure that you're taking really good care of them. And here's how we're going to do that. So before you ever play anything, you're going to have a reed cup that looks like this. The ones that you got with your kits have lids that go on top. Now you want to take this water out and put it in the sink or somewhere that you're not reusing water every single day. It does close, so if you have to move with it, it snaps shut really easily, and then it comes open really easily. It also has lines. So here it already has water in it, but there's a 1 ounce line, a 1.5 ounce line, and a 2 ounce line. And you can't really see it on mine. But I filled this one up to the 1 ounce line, and that pretty much gets it where it needs to be for an oboe reed. Now, oboes, you don't have to soak all of the yarn. So if this gets wet, that's okay. But you never ever ever want to get the cork wet. That would be bad news because then it wouldn't fit into your instrument later on. So you just put it in there and it rests in there. And then if you're a bassoon player, this is also a good amount. You don't have to get, there's no cork on here, so you don't have to really pay attention to that part. However, typically you would just set it in here and it would wet to about the wire, that gold wire, usually it's gold right here. And it's going to wet the whole part that vibrates for you. Okay, now a couple of other things about reeds other than soaking. When you're done playing, it's good to make sure all the excess water is out of the middle of the reed so you can suck the water out and just make sure it's nice and dry on the inside. And also, I like to just kind of run my finger over it to make sure I got the excess water on the outside. If you're at home practicing, the best way to ensure that your reed is like at optimal playing ability is letting it air dry. And you can even just place it on your desk at home after you're done practicing. But the air drying is going to ensure that it lasts a little bit longer. Now, we all have in your cases something that looks like this. Oboes, yours looks a little bit different, but they're reed cases. So I have here a reed case with bassoon reeds already in it. There are 3 little parts here that you can place into. So there's a little divot here and a divot here, and they just place in very securely here. So they'll stay there. Those reeds are nice and secure, and you can fit 3 in here. And I think the oboe ones fit 3 as well. So just make sure that reeds always, always, always go in a reed case. The plastic reed holders, the clear tubes that your reeds came in, they're wonderful for transporting, but you don't want to use those for long-term use because it can grow mold and your reeds can warp inside them. They're not made for permanent use of your reeds. Care, okay? So make sure that you have the reed case. They're stored in here. If you can, if you're home and you're practicing on the weekends, let your reed air dry. I would place them in the case even. Like this is the one that I just soaked. This one, I would even just place it in the case and leave the case nice and open so they can breathe. And then 1.5 to 2 hours later, you can come and close it and put it back in your case, ready to go back to school the next day. But you can leave them open to let them dry out all the way, okay? Also for reeds, never use the same reeds 2 days in a row. So you always want to have a good rotation. So if I have a red, greenish, and then a lavender color, I know that day 1, day 2, day 3, every day I'm going to try to play on a different reed. Okay, so if one reed dies, that means it's not playing anymore, or it's extremely out of tune. If one dies, you would just go to the next one and replace that one. Okay, so that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe I skip Saturday and Sunday, back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Always know what reed you're on, so you're constantly playing on something different, so your reeds are lasting longer. The more able you are to let your reed dry out and reset itself, the longer it's going to last. And these reeds are all $20 each, so that's $60 in this little case. And you're really going to get more out of your $60 if you take really good care of your reeds. Thanks for watching Double Reeds.